Hello there, you, and welcome to 1.5 million Tau. They're about to face the might of 3 million Imperial Guardsmen, as both teams vie for control of this strategic bottleneck. Will the Tau's overwhelming firepower push them through to victory, or will Imperial Guard's sheer weight of numbers bring them to heel in the name of the Emperor? But before we do get into today's battle, I just want to say a massive shout out to all you channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below, and while you're at it, go ahead, check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, let's get on with today's battle. Ladies and gentlemen, kicking off today's battle, and this one should be absolutely glorious. Both teams here being forced into these horrible little bottlenecks, which are the bridges that connect between the river. Will the Tau or the Imperials be able to take control of it? Well, we're going to find out here. Both teams at the moment rushing right on into it, but it looks like the Imperial Guard got a little bit of an early advantage here, being able to push a few troops across the bridge and start forming that wall. Oh gosh, accidentally took control of one there. However, the Groot, absolutely not to be underestimated. They outmatched the Imperial Guards here in terms of melee capabilities. The poor old conscripts basically given a bayonet and told to charge at the enemy. The Groot, though, absolute masters of melee combat, easily able to take out quite a few of them. Already the kill count is going insane, with the Tau reaching the heights of 45,000 kills. But you can see that Imperial last fire is returning slowly but surely here, building up its crescendo of death as well. Oh god, the Lunar Rust fire as well. Shells raining overhead. Again though, it looks like the Imperials got an early advantage here, but not able to capitalize on it. They're trying to pump reinforcements into the location, but the Karoots are storming forward, even under the weight of firepower coming out of them Imperial lines. Let's go to our next bridge over here. Let's see who's having more success this side. Okay, so it actually looks like the Karoot managed to get a foothold over here. They've managed to get enough reinforcements over this side as well to actually hold off the Imperials, and it doesn't look like there's too much Imperial firepower supporting this flank, so it's going to be a brutal melee fight on the front. However, on the far flanks, it's a different story. Both sides now stretching their armies out. There's no bottleneck over here. This is just going to be a brutal showdown between the two armies. God, look at all that firepower. So it looks like then the Imperials have concentrated all of their firepower into the center lines here. You can see that they're trying to hold off this Karoo advance. They had a foothold once and they want to regain it. But it's brutal though. So many are just losing their lives here to the firepower. Already the floor is becoming this mosaic, just full of bodies. As both teams put reinforcements into their front lines, the reinforcements are getting cut down by the ones with guns. Oh god, the poor Imperials here. I mean, the XV8 suits for the Tau have got to be having an absolute field day over here. I just saw one of them then let out a burst of fire. There they are. These chaps and their burst pulse cannons. Man, I can only imagine how many Imperial Guard died to each one of them bursts. Probably a good 1,000. Speaking of, the bodies are really piling up in the center here. Both teams actually, with the bodies piling up like this, it kind of shows that neither team is gaining any ground whatsoever. Oh, look at that. Yeah, the Imperial firepower ripping into the Tau lines here. The crew taking a full punishment of it. That last fire is so deadly. But yeah, look, it's not like the Imperials aren't having that effect to have rallied on them themselves. The battle for the bridge, though, doesn't shoot over this side. Again, it looks like the crew managed to get a foothold. Only a very small one for now. But the Imperials are trying to make sure that they're pumping their own reinforcements into the area. So many get cut down though. Them XV8s having an absolute field day, man. I love how the entire side of the bank now is just littered with corpses. For both sides, may I add. The crew over here having a horrible time trying to make their way to the bridge from which they can get across. Again though, seems like neither side is really gaining an advantage on any of these bridge sections. Maybe the one over the far side over there, maybe that's got some advantage for the Karut as they've managed to get into a position where the Imperials don't have much in terms of firepower there. So we're going to win that melee fight. Speaking of melee fights, look at this one stretching off into the forest over here. I think this map would be really cool for something like Stormtroopers versus Ewoks. I think that'd be really good. But at the moment, the tower are doing a magnificent job. Look at how many reinforcements are coming in for the Karut on the front lines here. Units pouring forth. I think the Imperials are going to have a really bad day over this side of the field. They've got almost no firepower whatsoever. Have the Tau actually got any firepower? I mean, okay, so they've got a hammerhead tank, a couple of fire warriors. Nothing too crazy though, but the Karut alone versus these Imperials, the Imperials aren't going to be able to hold out against them. The Karut are way too superior in melee combat to the Imperial conscripts. It's not so severe that they're able to just storm through them, but they're gonna take out a lot more than they're gonna lose, let's put it that way. I would estimate that each Karut can at least take out 3 Imperial Guardsmen before the Imperial Guardsman takes out the Karut. And that's not a ratio that the Imperial Guardsmen can afford with this many Karut. So they need that firepower to be laying waste to them, which it's trying to do, at least on these flanks, but the return fire is also deadly. Both sides are piling up mass amounts of corpses. And God, the goo is really starting to flow here. The poor old Imperials, you can see a couple of them trying to return fire across the side, but it's just a horrific for both. Both sides are just taking so many losses doing this. It's ridiculous. The melee are basically acting as meat shields on the riverbanks to allow the ranged troops to shoot at each other. So it's whoever's got the most firepower is going to win this. At least for now, with the amount of reinforcements the Imperials are able to pump into these breaches. But it must be said, the Tau are at 700,000 kills here. The Imperials coming up to 370, slowly but surely, grinding their way forward. But again, Imperials have got the weight of numbers to add to this fight, so they can sort of afford for the Tau to be almost double ahead of them here in terms of kills. Again, look at all these crew that have piled up on the sides. Now, what this is going to do, bit by bit, is it is going to create a natural defense from which some units are protected from bullets. But yeah, look at that. The Imperials have just been almost cleansed from this area. But the last fire is keeping up here, as well as the auto guns. And the Imperials are actually starting to gain a foothold on the other side. I can't believe it. The concentrated firepower flowing from the Imperial lines is actually starting to have an effect on the Tau. I mean, it's not much of a foothold, but it's better than what they had before. And the corpses are really piled up at this bridge. Let's go over to the other side. Oh my God. Speaking of going to the other side, yeah, a lot of Imperials have been sent to the other side, trying to get to the front line. They're not even fighting here. These are loads of melee troops that are just trying to get across to the bridge, where the Karut foothold has been pushed back just a little bit. Not too much here. Oh, I love that though. You can see the Lehman Russ firepower just laying into the background there. But it must be said, it does look like the Imperials are chugging their way through the reinforcements here, because we're starting to be able to see the Tau fire groups. I mean, just look how far these guys are able to sit away from the battlefield comparative to the Imperials. We've got large groups of fire warriors just laying waste right into the flanks, which is why the Imperial Guard are taking so many losses over that side. There's still so many trying to search through the center here. I wonder if we'll actually be able to build up enough bodies here to be able to make custom bridges ourselves. Absolutely fantastic defense, though, by both teams so far. Neither side really gaining an advantage from what I can see. It's just this horrible meat grinder in the center. Neither side has really gained any ground from the very start of the fight, but both of them have made plenty of ground in terms of mountains of corpses. Speaking of, oh my days, look at this one over here. The Imperials flowing reinforcements into the area. And I mean literally flowing. Look at oh, it's a horrid sight. So many Imperials are getting cut down here. And they are trying to return the fire. And it actually looks like a lot of the Imperials now are starting to stand on the top of the corpses. So they've got a bit of a vantage point over the advancing Tau army. But the Tau have broken 1 million kills now. The Imperials only 1.5 million left with 600,000 kills under the belts. It's starting to look a little bit dicey for our Imperial brethren here. Just remember, you're laying your life down for, lads. Oh god, this is bad. Neither side here looks like it's advancing. The weight of firepower is just keeping it in both sides from engaging in melee combat. We get these little trickles every now and then, but comparative to the rest of the field, look at that. Neither side is able to get their units across. Looks like the Imperials have actually started making a custom bridge out of corpses here now. So they are starting to get a little bit of an attack vector. But yeah, it's been a costly fight for both sides over here. I mean, look at that as well. So many Karut piled up. It does look like the Tau have got a nice vantage point, though. Looking right down into the Imperial lines. It's going to be hard for them to miss their shots. But oh, look at this. It does look like we've finally started getting some Imperial firepower coming up to this flank as well. It's about time. Because look how far the Karut have advanced over here. Oh my days, they've gone from the bottom of the hill now, they're halfway up it. A brutal melee battle is ensuing. The glue is really flowing over the floor as well. But yeah, unless the Imperials get some firepower over this side of the field, I fear this may just be a free win for the Karut on the flank. God, it actually extends really far as well. Look at all the Imperial reinforcements coming down to try and plug the gaps. Oh, Imperials, please get some firepower up here. The Tau have got firepower. Not much of it, but it's enough to make an effect. So we really need some of these lads to start moving forward. Luckily enough, they are supporting at this side of the field, which actually, the Tau don't really have too many units in. So if the Imperials can start clearing out some of the Tau on this side, they might actually be able to break through into the rear flanks. Speaking of as well, the Tau are really running out of Karut over this side of the field. They can't keep up this reinforcement flow. And I mean, it looks like the Imperials can for now at least, but it is going to be a costly fight for them. There's a lot of Tau firepower on this ridgeline, just raining down death into Imperial lines, as well as these damnable XV8 suits, man. Absolute scumbags, the Tau. So far away from the battlefield, pumping out death. How dare they? No honor amongst thieves. Look at them all, swarming like little stinging bees. Again though, it does feel like the Tau is starting to get worn down by the Imperial advances. The Imperials definitely still have numeracy superiority, but that has been dwindled rapidly. God, look at this center. Okay, so both armies have still got a large amount of reinforcements coming into the center area, the main strategic point here. And again, I don't think this has really moved since the start of the fight. I think the Imperials got like maybe up to halfway past the houses here and then got pushed back a bit, and then it's just this brutal slug back and forth. Both teams exchanging massive amounts of ammunition at each other and just causing these horrific losses to mount up on either side of the embankments. Or is it an engagement that the Imperials can win? That is the true question here. Again, we're starting to see these massive gaps in the Tau line appearing. I don't think they can afford to keep up this rate of fire here. But then again, I don't think the Imperials can also afford to keep up their rate of losses. It's this horrible balance here of attrition. And mind you, having said that, look at how many towers still on this side of the field. Yeah, there's a good chunk of them over here. The Imperials have actually been struggling on this flank quite a lot. And oh my god, they've been pushed well back as well. So I think like before, the Imperials were almost over the other side of this little ridge line here. But yeah, the Tower have managed to push them all the way back now. And the Tower have even got some decent firepower located on the ridge, pumping it down and into Imperial lines. And it doesn't look like there's anything coming out of the Imperial lines at the moment. Oh, in fact, that's not even Imperial lines. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think the Imperials have got any firepower in this region. Looks like all the tanks got taken out. So the Tau may end up winning this flank. It's going to be a long time yet, but in the long run, they may end up taking that. It's whether the Imperials can countercharge this Karut line, which is slowly growing in size, rather worryingly. Yeah, again, it doesn't look like there's that much in terms of Imperial firepower. What's going on here? Too much firepower from the Imperials concentrated on these center ridges. And don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. It looks like it has been effective, but that has left that flank well exposed. The Imperials could end up finding themselves in a little bit of a pincer maneuver going forward. I mean, they've still got a lot of Karut to deal with in the center line here. And it is a tit-for-tat battle, neither side gaining any ground. The floor is just, well, I mean, there is no floor, let's face it. Oh, and that's new. Yeah, okay, so now enough have died for the custom bridge building to start happening here. That actually could favor the Imperials, allowing them to get more reinforcements in. Oh my days, look at the body piles on the Imperial side. That ranged Tau firepower has just been taking effect here over the course of the battle. Again, these XV8 suits, just look at them. It's just a billion bullets of death. That's all they are. Let's go down to the other side. Let's see if the Imperials have managed to gain any ground over here yet. Because they did have a rather big... Oh my god. Look at this! The Imperials managed to break through the Karut line here. The Karut having to bring reinforcements from the far flank to try and plug the Imperial advance. But it's undeniable. The Imperials have got a large foothold here and a lot of reinforcements coming into this. There is still a lot of firepower for the Tau on the ridgeline here, and it does look like we have got some Karut reinforcements coming in from the center. But at the moment, yeah, the Imperials have got a lovely, clean run into the flank. Now they just need to concentrate that firepower back into these Karut lines over here and start pushing on through into the side of the mountain. Because, yeah, you can see how far the Karut have advanced now. They're pushing past the tree lines. They're actually completely outflanking the Imperial Guard army on the far flank over here. The Imperials really struggling to keep up the pace. Yeah, they've made so much ground now, the Tau have. But yeah, this breakthrough over here could be critical, because it is pulling vast amounts of reinforcements from them attacking lines in the flank. And it must be said, the Imperials have actually still got a lot of firepower over here, which is really good. We just need it to start focusing on the dudes at the top of the hill. We need to get these XV8 suits down. You can see every now and then a fire warrior is killed off here, which is great. We really need the diminishing returns on the Tau's firepower. I love this slugging match that's just going on though in the center. There's actually so many fire warriors at the back here. Look at all these. That's a good chunk of the Tau's firepower trying to hold these center lines. Oh my god, where has the Imperial defense evaporated to? It was here a moment ago, we just saw it. Oh my god, it looks like the Tau are about to break through this portion of the line. Both teams here now with roughly the same amount of troops remaining, which is not a good sign for the Imperials, quite frankly. The Imperials are taking a lot of losses, and I think the Tau have just got more reinforcements here in terms of valuable troops to be able to throw at this. Although the Imperials have cleaned out this bridge section now, and they're able to start a flanking maneuver back towards the Tau lines. Good, as long as we can keep pumping reinforcements into this, I'll be happy. How are we doing on our far flank over here now? It's still holding. That's good news for the Imperials. This is distracting a lot of the Karut melee at the moment, which should allow these guys to really start focusing that firepower down onto them, and maybe even taking out some of these fire warriors hiding at the back of the field. It does look like the last fire is being aimed at these chaps. But yeah, the Imperials don't have the reinforcements left anymore. Though the Imperials have now broken 1 million kills, it must be said. So maybe if they can start wrapping some of these reinforcements round into the flanks, maybe we will have enough Imperial firepower to win out the day. Oh my god, this is piled up on both sides now. It's pretty grim in the center lines here. The Imperial firepower is still strong there. Look how empty these forests are though now. Oh, we got the Karut charging across though. Capitalizing on the bridge that they've managed to capture. Which means these guys might be coming under assault pretty soon. Yeah, look at this. We've got a load of Imperial Guard reinforcements now. Breaking away to go and meet the Karut who've punctured through in one of the center bridges. Here we go. The fight is slowly turning. The worm turneth. I've got to say though, both kills, the troops remaining here for both sides, still pretty close. It does feel like though that the Tau are pulling ahead very slowly. Look at this, we've actually managed to take out almost all the firepower here. If we can take out these XV8 troops, that'd be wonderful. Because yeah, they just keep annihilating vast swathes of Imperial Guard troops here. Looks like we've still got Lehman Rutties as well, pumping firepower into that front. But I think the weight of numbers now being on the Tau side is a very bad sign for the Imperials. You never want to be outnumbered when you're the Imperials. It's already going to be a hard enough fight, taking out the Emperor's Xenos here. I do like how the Imperial Guard just swarm across the center though. It's not like the Karut, how you get this lovely little trickle. No, the Imperial Guard, just like ants all over it. Yeah, look at this. The Tau now backing up into the forest, trying to cost the Imperials as many reinforcements as possible. Does look like we're starting to get a bit of a countercharge coming from Karut lines. And when I say a bit of a countercharge, my god, they're just breaking through everywhere now. The Imperials really running out of reinforcements on this front as well now. This is getting a desperate fight for the Imperial Guard. The Karut definitely having a foothold over here. Able to finally push through the weight of Imperial Guard conscripts that have been thrown at the fight. But that is one thing I'll say for the Imperial Guard. It was only conscripts that they used in this fight, so really, even though that the Imperial Guard might lose this, it's sort of like a pyrrhic victory. Where it's like, yeah, we lost all our troops, but they lost troops that were way more valuable. Not to say that the life of an Imperial Guardsman is worthless, but it pretty much is, let's face it. You can definitely start to feel the pressure though being applied on this flank. But you've got to hand it to the Imperials. They've done a really good job of holding so many Karut in place here, bogging them down in this horrific melee combat. Neither side really gaining the upper hand from it. How's the firepower actually doing over here? Oh, we managed to take out quite a few of the fire warriors on the back line. They are painful losses here for the Tau. I love that we've made all these insane body piles everywhere. Oh my days. The Imperials are holding out with their last remaining troops, though. Like I said, they've actually still got quite a few in certain places on the field. It just feels bleak because the tower just very oppressive. You just know that their troops are slightly better, and with 300,000 of them now to the Imperials 170, it looks like the fates may be sealed. Oh my days, look at all the bodies over here. So it does look like the tower have captured the central strategic location here, able to push forward now and pump reinforcements into both flanks of the Imperial Guard. Not that they weren't already able to do that. Well, poor old Imperial Guard, they tried the best. I really think it's over for them now, especially with all these reinforcements coming in for the Karut. It is just this slow grind. I think this is going to be the main group of Imperial Guardsmen left here. This is where a lot of the firepower is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit a little time-lapse camera. We're going to focus over here. We should be able to see the Karut come storming over, and we should be able to see the rest of the Imperial Guard fight from the hill over there. And we'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We come down to the last 6,000 Imperial Guardsmen. Unfortunately, well, I don't even know where they are on the field. I think they're just scattered remnants now, pretty much all over the place. But yeah, the Imperial Guard there took an absolute pounding. The tower, 270,000 troops remaining. But I've got to say, this was an extremely tough fight for the Imperial Guard to win. Them XV8 suits were so powerful, and the range on them was just allowing them to kill thousands and thousands of Imperial recruits with each a blast of their cannons there. Just look at this battlefield. It's an absolute travesty. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was absolutely a load of fun. I really like this map that the developers have added here. Such a cool map. Look at that XV8 fire. They're able to shoot from so far away as well. That's the crazy thing. Where were them suits? Look, they're all the way over here, and they're shooting at targets on top of that hill over there. Absolute scumbags, the tower here. But you got to respect it. A win is a win here, and we are going to be wrapping up this one here today, ladies and gentlemen. So, as always, I do hope you've had a blast. I know I have. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, peace.